Welcome to SFN Design's YouTube channel, all about membership sites. I focus on bringing you tutorials on how to build a great membership site. So make sure you subscribe to get all the videos I create so that you can, see all the different ways that you can make your membership site awesome. Today we're going to look at restricting downloads to members inside WooCommerce. I'm going to assume out of the gate that you've got some members and you want to provide them downloadable resources, but you don't want everyone to be able to download them. So that is a problem generally in WordPress, because if you upload something to your media gallery, then everyone can just download that without any type of restriction, and that's not good. So I'm also going to assume that you have WooCommerce installed. We're going to use that to sell our products and our subscriptions. Second, I'm going to assume that you have easy restricted content for WooCommerce, which is the plugin that I provide for membership sites. And you can find a link to that in the show notes. Third, you're going to need the WooCommerce Amazon S3 plugin. We're going to host our files on Amazon S3. This is going to secure them for us and let us get out of the WordPress uploads folder, which, like I said, is hard to secure. Using S3 is also going to mean that we don't have to worry about crushing our server if all our members download all the files at the same time. So set up your S3 account, sign up for one. It's super inexpensive for hosting. I think I pay like 10 cents a month or something. So you should also create that product you want for your members to purchase and have that already set up in WooCommerce. So the first thing we're going to do is go to our pages in WordPress, and we're going to set up a page, and we're going to call it members content. Here's where we're going to host all the links for our downloadable content for the members. We're going to need to restrict access to this page to people that have purchased our valid product. So click on the restrict content box on the right side of the page and select the products that you want members to be able to purchase, and then see the content on this page. If you want this page to show on your My Account page in WooCommerce, then leave the Remove Content from My Account checkbox and leave that empty. You might do this as a single spot so that members can go to this single page. And so you'd leave up your members content page and they'd find all of their content. And then you'd may leave all the other pages and posts and everything else that they have just out of their account, so that there's not this huge clutter, and then you can organize things differently. So our next step is to set up the Amazon S3 plugin. And that interfaces with S3. So we're going to open up our Amazon account in one tab of our browser and configure the S3 settings in another. You can find the settings under the WooCommerce menu on your site. And we have our 4 fields, and we have 4 options here. The first 2 are access keys, which are basically long numbers that Amazon generates for you so that you can securely access your S3 bucket without others being able to access that. We'll point to the documentation so you can set those up in a second. Now you need to make sure when you get those, there's a secret one, and you have to keep the secret, and you got to keep these around for a while, and you have to store them securely. I would recommend 1Password, because you can't get these numbers back in some circumstances, especially the secret one. This is like a one-time thing. You got it and you keep it. If you lose it, you got to generate new keys. So the third option here is to serve HTTPS files or secure files. You should check this so that you only serve files over HTTPS. In fact, all of your site should always have an SSL certificate and be secure. Google will be starting to penalize people for that quite soon if they're not already. And then finally, you're going to need to set the URL valid period for the download links that are built by the S3 plugin. It's set in minutes. I usually set it for around 1,000 minutes, which means that the URL is valid for just over half a day. If you're having issues with people sharing the links generated from your content, change this limit to a lower limit, then it doesn't live as long. So what happens is every time the page reloads, it's giving you a link, and you just want to make sure you cycle that link every 1,000 minutes or so. So now grab your 2 keys out of the S3 account, and we're going to paste them in here. You know that mine are covered up because I don't want you to know them. Next, we're going to set up the URLs for our S3 account, and we're ready to have our custom download. So we're going to go back to our members page we created and create a link in the WordPress editor. In the link field, you'll need to add the shortcode that the WooCommerce S3 plugin uses. You'll need to get that link to the resource, and you'll need to know your bucket name. So that's the 2 shortcode parameters, the link to the resource and your bucket name. You can get the link to your resource by going to your S3 account, navigating into your bucket, and then clicking on the resource you want. On the right-hand side, you'll see a pop-up, and you need to click Copy Path. This is going to put the path to the file inside your bucket, and it's going to have that in your clipboard. Now we go to our shortcode, and there are two parameters we need to add for it to work. First, we need our bucket name. Second, we need that link we just copied. You can see for this that my bucket name is SFN members screencasts, and the resource path is becoming-master.pdf, which links to a book that I provide to members on my site at curtismchale.ca. So we paste those two parameters in now. The new shortcode we set up will generate the URL we want for our download, and that's it. Now we have a download URL for members that is only accessible on a single page and that is restricted to members. If you have any questions about building membership sites, head over to sfndesign.ca and I can give you a hand.